did not wake up this morning planning to do a channeled tarot and oracle reading, channeling Shanquella Robinson again. But Shanquella came through today and just entered my consciousness. And so it made me decide to take a look at if there are any updates in the Shanquella Robinson case. So I went ahead and took a look to find out what are the most recent updates, regarding her death. If you don't know, Shanquella Robinson was killed while vacationing in Mexico with a group of her friends. There is video footage of Shanquella Robinson being beaten by one of the friends, and with other friends being the witness to this beating. And after that, Shanquella was actually not doing well. And rather than getting her help or tell the truth about what had taken place that day, each and every person who was present stated that Shanquella Robinson drank too much and she had simply given herself alcohol poisoning. They even told Shanquella's parents that she died of alcohol poisoning while on vacation in Mexico. But once the autopsy came out, the truth came out with it, because Shanquella Robinson did not have a high alcohol content. Therefore, there was no way that she could have killed herself with alcohol poisoning. So this morning, I decided to ask Google if there were any updates to Shanquella Robinson's case. And it says, as of early 2026, the wrongful death lawsuit filed by Shanquella Robinson's family against the Cabo Six has been returned to North Carolina State Court after a federal judge dismissed federal claims. The family continues to seek justice for her 2022 death in Cabo San Lucas, with no criminal charges or extradition having occurred. So the lawsuit that her parents are putting forth is alleging negligence, battery, and conspiracy. But of course, it was sent back to the state. And it says defendants' motions to dismiss. So members of the group present in Mexico, referred to as the Cabo Six, have filed motions to dismiss, with some arguing the case should be heard in Mexico. And so the family is trying to seek $100 million in damages in the civil case while calling for accountability. And I think that's why the dollar amount is so high. I think what they're doing is just making a statement, because I think they know that these people as individuals can't really pay that kind of money. So I decided to kind of dig in a little more into the Cabo Six. So I just started by asking Google again, and I was like, who is the Cabo Six? And it said that the Cabo Six refers to the six travel companions of Shanquella Robinson, who died in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, in October 2022, with her death ruled as a result of severe spinal and neck trauma. While a viral video showed her being beaten by one of the group members and an autopsy confirmed violent injury, U.S. federal authorities declined prosecution due to jurisdictional issues, though the family filed the wrongful death lawsuit against these six individuals. The case remains unsolved, with ongoing legal battles and frustration from the family over lack of accountability, despite Mexican authorities issuing the arrest warrant for one of those companions. And I would feel the same way as Shanquella's parents. It's just so unfortunate that there is actual video evidence of what really happened to her. And it's almost like this case is stuck in technicalities. I think that these people really do need to be exposed so that justice can finally take place for Shanquella. So I decided to go ahead and look up each of these individuals so that instead of just calling them the Cabo Six, we can know who they are and what part they played in this. So let's go ahead and go through each one. But I want to start with one who was formerly known as Dejanay Jackson. Dejanay is the person who is on video beating Shanquella Robinson on the same day that she died of those violent injuries. So this individual is likely the one who caused the death of Shanquella Robinson. But I'm sure not very many people know who this person is. So I decided to find out by asking Google. And it says, Dejanay Jackson, now reportedly named Imani Green. That's interesting. So that means Dejanay not only ran back home from Mexico with Shanquella's stuff, told her family that she died of alcohol poisoning, and then simply disappeared, but she also changed her name. This is very, very suspicious. Back to it. So, Dejanay Jackson, who is now Imani Green, is a key figure in the October 2022 death of Shanquella Robinson in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Identified as the primary aggressor in a video showing a physical assault on Robinson, Jackson is facing a wrongful death lawsuit filed by the family. That's what we talked about earlier. So, Dejanay Jackson is what she was known as at the time, was part of this group of friends and who showed up on the video. Next, we have Alycia, I believe is how you would pronounce her name. Alycia Michelle Hyatt. She's one of the individuals who is part of the Cabo Six involved in this wrongful death lawsuit and controversy surrounding Shanquella's death in Mexico. And there's Malik. Malik Dyer is one of these Cabo Six in the wrongful death lawsuit as well. And Dyer also moved to dismiss the North Carolina lawsuit, arguing that this case should be tried in Mexico. And then we have Winter Donovan. Winter Donovan was another one of these travel companions, collectively known as the Cabo Six, named in this wrongful death lawsuit. But Winter is the one who called 911 around 4:20 p.m. on the day that Robinson died. And during that call, she reported that Shanquella was having seizures. So at least Winter did take some kind of action, but I believe this action was taken too late. And unfortunately, when help actually arrived to help Shanquella while she was still alive, all of her friends lied and stated that she was experiencing alcohol poisoning. Another one was Khalil Cook, and he was one of the Cabo Six who accompanied Shanquella Robinson on that trip to Mexico where she died. But the interesting part about his part in this is that Khalil Cook, along with Dejanay Jackson, are the two who allegedly returned Shanquella's belongings to her mother. And they claimed to the mother at that time that she died of alcohol poisoning. So not only was Dejanay deeply involved by actually causing the death of Shanquella, allegedly, but she also, along with Khalil Cook, returned Shanquella's belongings to her mother and then lied to her mother about her cause of death, which is just disgusting. And finally, we have Nazir Tyree Wiggins. And this one is also named alongside Imani Green in that wrongful death lawsuit. Okay, so this person, Nazir, he's the one that came into Cabo San Lucas late. And he states that he wasn't actually there when the fight took place on the day that Shanquella passed away. But when Nazir Wiggins arrived, he was stating online that Shanquella was not doing well. But everyone told him that Shanquella was experiencing alcohol poisoning. So again, he was told the alcohol poisoning story. So therefore, he actually moved her. He moved her body. But from what he says, he moved her with the intention of trying to help the alcohol poisoning. He had no idea that Shanquella was actually experiencing major spinal injuries. So now I'm going to channel the energy of Shanquella Robinson so that I can be a voice for the voiceless and let Shanquella Robinson expose the energy of the Cabo Six through me and the tarot and oracle cards. All right. So I ask that the highest vibrations of light and love connect to my highest self and release all previous programming and unwanted energies. As I light this candle, I'm going to open myself up for the energies of Shanquella Robinson to come through. And while this candle is lit, I will be a channel for her energy to speak through me using the tarot and oracle cards. So Shanquella Robinson, while this candle is lit, I will be a channel for your energy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to pull 3 of the murder mystery cards. And I'm just going to shuffle 3 times, cut the deck, draw a card, and repeat that 3 times. All right, Shanquella, what can you tell us about your case now? What's going on in your case? Social media will provide valuable clues. So basically what we can see online is really all that's going on in the case at this current time. I really don't know if anyone's really even pursuing it at this time. What else can you tell us about this case, Shanquella? Argument or fight is a strong factor. Yes, yes it is. In the first Shanquella Robinson reading, the first one of these cards was that anger or intense rage was a motive. So argument or fight is a strong factor is a similar card with the similar energy. All right, Shanquella, can you tell us anything else or just confirm what we already know about your case? Is there anything else that we can know about your case? This crime will be solved in the distant future. So maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. And honestly, Shanquella told us that in the first reading as well. Through the, I think it was through the Moonology cards too, which are not cards that I always use in my readings. All right, so basically whatever we can see online is all we know about this case. I really don't know if anything's being pursued right at this particular moment. Confirming what we already knew, that the fight was what was involved here, and that the crime is going to be solved in the future. Just not in the near future. All right, now I'm going to shuffle the Deviant Moon deck. I'm going to shuffle 3 times, cut the deck, and I'm going to draw 3 cards. And this is energy that Shanquella Robinson is wanting me to channel for the Cabo Six. Shanquella, what do you want to tell the Cabo Six? Oh my God, you guys. The first card is Justice. Thank you, Shanquella. So Shanquella wants you to know, you Cabo Six out there, Justice, all right? King of Pentacles reversed is the next. Let me get the last one. Is the Six of Cups, and that is reversed. You guys, the jig is up. The game is over. All right? The Justice card is the only card here that was upright, and then the two cards to clarify the upright Justice. The King of Pentacles being reversed in this position is really just Shanquella saying that, you know, you think you're living the high life, getting away with things. You think that you were going to get away with polluting the minds of all these others. The game is over. Actually, people are done watching her puppet show. I feel like the King of Pentacles reverse is going to be representing Dejanay or Imani, I don't know, whatever to call her or him. But the King of Pentacles reverse, I feel like, is Dejanay, because that was the name of the person when this took place. Kind of trying to be the king, you know, wearing a dress, trying to be the king of this group, polluting the air, polluting the minds and thoughts of others. That, you know, with that one being reversed, it's like you're now dethroned. And that being next to this Six of Cups, where it's like a puppet show, it's like all these people are watching these devils play out, and listening, you know, clapping. And it's funny that it's a six as well, right? But this is now reversed. So I think that people see the whole thing now from a different perspective. And that could honestly be part of what brings this case to justice. If one of you, Cabo Six, actually has decency, you're going to stop following your false king, and you are going to tell the truth and let Shanquella rest. All right. Now I'm going to shuffle 3 of these cards to kind of clarify and build off of what we know now. We're going to get 3 more cards for Shanquella. What Shanquella wants to tell to the Cabo Six. Crickets, silence, non-action. Come together. And moving, sold. Okay, you guys. There's been nothing. It's almost like the silence. They thought they were getting away with it. But now that everything's coming together because of the... You know, they all moved away or changed their names or whatever they did to try to get out of that place they were in after this. They were trying to just kind of be out of sight, out of mind, right? But I believe that this justice is them having to come together for this lawsuit. Even though it's not a criminal case, which is what we all really want, I feel like this coming together is going to bring them out of their silence. And this is going to... I think it's going to help change some things. Because that sold location change card is about something big changing. A changing state of mind, even. All right, what else do you want to say, Shanquella, to the Cabo Six? We got portal and health risk. She's mad because she had no idea that going here, going to another place was going to be a risk, not only to her health, but also the fact that she doesn't have her normal protections under the law. All right. Market manipulation came out in the first reading. All right. And we get microchip and gift with that. I believe that when I see the market manipulation now, instead of like a possible money connection, I'm seeing more of the manipulation aspect of getting the whole group to think alike and to buy into a certain manipulation to make false value. All right. So it's like a lie to increase something's value. Is there anything else you want to tell the Cabo Six? She knows that everything they're doing is a cover-up. These people are being haunted by the cover-up. Shanquella is haunting their cover-up. They know they were in the wrong by lying about what was wrong. The health risk was really in their lie, their cover-up. These people were following their false King Deviant. By going along with what they did to her, they're now doing it to themselves. This reading is kind of half channeling and half the cards. We got explosive and man-made disaster. In the first reading, we also got the man-made disaster, and that was regarding the fight. So I think, again, this fight was so explosive, it was so sudden, that Shanquella was completely taken off guard, completely blown to pieces by this. She had no idea leading up to this that it was going to be this way. Okay, I spilled way too many. She wants you to know that you're all killing yourselves by, you're hurting yourselves. Oh, look at that. We got the trapped card. You're trapped in your own thinking now because of what you did by following her. By allowing her to get away with murder, you have now, like, done that to yourself. You're now trapped in this whole situation when all you could have been before was a witness. Now, you're an accomplice. That's what Shanquella wants you to know. Shanquella wants you to know that if you would have done the right thing in the first place, if you would have stood up for what was good and right, you would have never been in this situation. Deviant would have made her own bed and had to lay in it. But you would have been fine. But now you're not. You're trapped. So whether or not you get away with it, you're still under this man-made disaster, this huge problem. Is there anything else you want to say, Shanquella? She wants me to go over here. Yeah, there's unseen danger and power. What Shanquella wants to say is that when you give anyone in this group or any group too much power, that's when these dangers arise. That's when people lose their way and then they start to follow the crowd. You don't know which way to go. You're lost. So then you just get sucked in with what the group is doing. That's the unseen danger in giving someone power. The danger is the egotism that can suck you under like a shark. We got solar flare and grandparent. This is going to affect your entire family and possible future generations. All because you decided to turn what could have been you just being a witness of a crime to you being an accomplice of a murder. And now all of you are going down for Dejanay Jackson, and I hope you're happy. That's what Shanquella Robinson wants you to know. I think that pretty much wraps it up. I think Shanquella really just wanted to expose the Cabo Six, to tap in and remind us that justice is coming, even if it seems like it's not happening right now based on what's currently going on. I do think justice is being served in some form or fashion. And I think that's what Shanquella wanted us to know. And Shanquella also just wanted to, say a few things to the Cabo Six herself. And so now it is time to send Shanquella back to the energy from where she came. But before we do that, I just want to remind everyone to take time to say prayers for Shanquella Robinson and pray for justice for Shanquella Robinson. Amen. And now, Shanquella Robinson, I ask that you go back to the energy from where you came. And when I blow out this candle, I will no longer be a channel for your energy to come through. So thank you, Shanquella Robinson, for being here. And I love you. Goodbye.